When President William Samoei Ruto jetted out of the country to attend the South Korea African Summit, he left behind a burning nation because battle lines had been drawn between himself and his deputy. They were not reading from the same script. We had been informed that Gachagua had been denied a chopper, a military chopper, for the third time, and he landed in Bungoma with or using a civilian chopper. And then William Ruto had warned Gachagua against his engagement to try and unite Mount Kenya. And he told him that the unity that we need is unity that encompasses the whole country. And as he was going for that summit, he ensured that he left behind a very able foot soldiers who are going to deal with Rigathi Gachagua. That is why you've seen Kimani Chungwa and Ndindi Nyoro in parliament. It was Kimani Chungwa who told Rigathi Gachagua, of course by not mentioning his name, but he said that we cannot have leaders who are still thinking of village politics. According to them, people need to think about national unity, not unity of tribes and ethnic communities. But Rigathi Gachagua was also equal to the task, because you saw him unleashing, as usual, the Nyeri senator, who told off those who are criticizing him. And they said that Rigathi Gachagua must be respected because they gave William Ruto 3 million votes. And with that, they said that the respect must be commensurate to the numbers that they gave William Samoei Ruto. And Rigathi Gachagua dared those who are criticizing and questioning his idea behind uniting Mount Kenya. And he told them, don't talk about it in Rift Valley or in Kisumu. Come here. Come to the mountain and face us and tell us that what you are doing is not correct. This is ethnic balkanization. Now, I watched Rigathi Gachagua's movement in the very few days that William Ruto was outside the country. And I want us to watch this so that we come back and dissect.
Karibu karibu.
Kama Jawasha Mungai, kama Dawemelo, kama Gachagua, kama Bedangai, kama Begaginya, Kaga Umpini, Azame Wasaba, Nida Melo, Wenga Limenye, Kakaundi, Young Bishu, Kama Balako, Nida Nabagagi, Madi Baloti, Yanga Yatua, Edinga Yaganama, Edin Seganangai, Nida Bandarasi, Nikinjo Lodita, Yamugu Rais, Nikinjo Lodita, Debi Lesenden, Tana Baginya, Kisha Mungai, Kisha Malako, Asha Mishemi, Banyagangaya, Lobanyalan, Legisima, Lolole, Legirisha, Mugumora, Yasanangai, Odangaipa, Mugo Sheldin, Agarasua, Tenegapo, Elabadishu, Mikilapagi, Ravamunyak, Wabigangai, Washa Genya, Nabigangai, Godangenye,
The unity of Kenya is also bottom up. You start from the family extended family, the village, the sublocation, the location, the division, the sub-county, the county, the region, and then Kenya. When we say so, people say these are tribalists. There is no way Kenya can be united unless we do it the bottom-up approach. You start with the family. Bahati and Diana and your 5 children, you first get united. Then you get united as as content creators. Then you get united as artists. Then you go and unite with footballers. Then you go and unite with other people. And it keeps on growing. And then you unite the rest of the country. But you cannot unite from the top. It cannot work. Much as we are working on the economy bottom up, the unity of Kenya is also bottom up.
What do you make out of the activities that Rigathi Gachagua carried for the period, for the 2 days that William Ruto was not there? Because if you ask me, Rigathi Gachagua was trying to respond to William Ruto indirectly. And I want us to begin with the chopper. You know, after he had been denied a chopper, now for the 3rd time, when he was supposed to go to Bomet for the tree planting day, that tree planting exercise, when he was supposed to go to Bungoma just to supervise the level of preparation and preparedness, to the level of conducting the Madaraka Day celebration, and on the D-Day. And Rigathi Gachagua seems to be learning very fast. Instead of getting annoyed and trying to build unnecessary altercation, he arrived in Bungoma in a civilian chopper. So he was telling William Ruto that it is not a must that I use a military chopper. He went to Samburu in a civilian chopper, and he was taking it easy. In a way, he's telling William Ruto, even if you stay with your choppers, I will still use the civilian chopper, because to the best of his knowledge, he understands that they are connected at the joint. And with the new constitution, William Ruto can do nothing. He can try to intimidate and frustrate Rigathi Gachagua. But as long as Rigathi remains steadfast, there's nothing he will do. And I understand from very many quarters that the main aim of frustrating Rigathi is to resign. But Rigathi has learned very closely from the period William Ruto disagreed with his boss, Uhuru, and he knows very well that he cannot resign. So he was responding to William Ruto for denying him a chopper. The speech that he gave, that helping people starts with families and it is bottom up, he was taking the war to Ruto himself. It is William Ruto who started the slogan bottom up, and is now trying to justify whatever they are doing that it is bottom up. And if there is one thing I like about Rigathi Gachagua, is taking a stand. He has refused to pretend, and he has reiterated that he will still unite Mount Kenya. Na kama utaki, wachana nayo. That is one thing that he's telling William Ruto. He's saying, if our unity is sending jitters in some corridors, let it be. But I'm not going to give up in uniting the mountain. Now, it's even funny that he's not only seeking to unite Mount Kenya, but he's also seeking endorsements. You saw him being installed there. I don't know, as a kingpin, I don't know. Kwa wale wanajua anawekewa kofia. And he's telling them, or William Ruto quarter, that I'm going to move around and I'm going to seek endorsements. Those who are ready to install me will install me, and I'm not giving up. That is a message. I don't know how William Ruto is going to take it, because I remember sometimes when King Charles came to the country, Ruto was saying that, you know, there's a problem with Kenyans, we seek for kingpinship. And Rigathi is looking for exactly that one. The other thing I realized here is that when Ruto jetted outside the country, you saw Mudavadi with the exercise that they had with Raila Amolo Odinga. And it is like Mudavadi, Gachagua was left at the periphery. And Gachagua is telling them, I can always find some engagements because, like in Samburu, he was attending a fundraising exercise there. So that is very crystal clear. Number three, there is a speech that he gave where he was telling Bahati that when you rise up, don't forget about the people who helped you rise up. And that speech was crystal clear. He was telling Bahati that do not forget the people who help you as you rise to the level where you are. And in a way, he was telling William Ruto, I helped you ascend to power. You know, Rigathi believes that due to his effort, due to the way he mobilized, he is the one who helped William Ruto with the 3 million votes. And he was telling him, I helped you and you now want to burn the bridges that you climbed as you ascended to State House. And that was very clear. For the period of the 2-3 days that William Ruto has been away, Rigathi responded to him, and he responded in style. As always, we are waiting for the next episode because it is now drama. Every episode comes with its own features. Rigathi has his own foot soldiers, people like the Embarks North Member of Parliament, people like the Nyeri governor, and of course William Ruto also has his foot soldiers, Watakanyagana, and Kenyans will be watching. But we shall always remind them that they promised Kenyans that they were not going to entertain any kind of altercation, to entertain any kind of disagreement. And I remember Rigathi was saying that they will have a lot to do to implement to Kenyans what they promised, and so they will not even have, time to engage in silly politics. But now, the reality is very different for them. I don't know what you think about the activities, but I read a Rigathi that was responding to his boss. And that is my take.